BMW is a company that's very well known for their SAVs, and they call them that because they're considered sportier than your average CUV SUV. However, until now, they never made one that's small, nimble, and agile, athletic without needing 1,000 horsepower. Well, they did make one now. This is the all-new 2018 BMW X2. It is lower, shorter, and a lot angrier than the X1 it is based on. It is so aggressively styled, there was no room for the X2 model inscription to go on the right, so it moved to the left. The kidney grills are so open, they look like bull nostrils. And the sporty silver lining around the body is part of the M Sport X package fitted to this car. Prices for the X2 start at $42,250 in Canada, and in the US it's about $36,000. However, south of the border, the base model is front-wheel drive. As it sits here, this car is about 12 grand more, so that gives you a rough idea of the cost you're really looking at. So the X2 is not cheap and it's not practical, but those are the two first things you need to give up when you're going after style and performance. As such, roominess inside is not the greatest. The trunk is a generous 470 liters, but the cabin is marginally good enough for a family of 4. If your kids are still in car seats, you will need to pull the front seats a bit forward to help them out. Also, because of the sporty design, the B-pillar curves to the front, making the front door opening really tight, so you'll need to change the way you go in and out of the car to avoid a permanently bruised ass crack. Once everyone's inside though, it is much better. The materials used are very high grade, fit and finish is excellent, and the cabin feels very upmarket. The optional M steering wheel is amazing to hold on to, and the seats come with adjustable side bolsters and support the body really well. The driving position is extremely sporty, and visibility is not bad at all for something that feels like a wedge. Under the hood, you get the new B46 2-liter twin-power turbo engine that makes 228 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. Made it an 8-speed automatic gearbox, it seems to handle the jaw-dropping 1.7 tons this thing weighs quite well. The claimed time for the sprint to 100 kilometers an hour is 6.5 seconds, which is quick, and the tested average fuel economy is just under 10 liters per 100 kilometers. The drivetrain feels very flexible and torquey. The gearbox normally tries to keep the engine revving as low as possible, but if you flip it into sport mode, then it becomes lively and it likes being, thrashed around, and it really starts to showcase its spirited character. And it's only then when it really matches the suspension and chassis setup. The ride is firm, body control is really good, and this thing really feels like it's ready for a quick drive no matter where you're going. Handling is very predictable, fun, and progressive. However, having 182 millimeters of ground clearance means the center of gravity is quite high, so you can push hard, but definitely not as hard as a regular car. The steering feels really nice, feedback is totally there, and the brake pedal also feels very linear, and the brakes themselves seem to not have any issues stopping this thing. If you ease off and put it back in comfort mode, the car is really refined, it's very smooth, it feels very classy, but the problem still remains the firm ride. However, you can solve that. You can pay $500 more to get the dynamic damper control, so then when you put it in comfort mode, it actually softens up the damping. As a daily driver, it's lots of fun and the technology on board works really well. However, if you're ready to pay $54,000 for one of these, then be ready to pay another $1,000 for an iPhone, because this only comes with Apple CarPlay. This car also has a really badass Harman Kardon sound system, and I need to mention that the lights inside and out work really well. Overall, the X2 is a fun, stylish, agile crossover that targets people who are ready to compromise a few things for getting what they really want. Overall score, 8.5 out of 10.